Now, the big story at this hour, there's no end to the ceasefire violations by Pakistan. Guns continue to blaze along the international border, forcing thousands of people to flee their homes. There's been heavy overnight shelling by Pakistan that's been reported in various sectors along the international border. Several BSF posts have been targeted. The Director General of the BSF is scheduled to go to Jammu to visit forward areas to take stock of the situation. Now, 15 Indian posts came under fire from Pakistan Rangers in the Samba and Hiranagar sectors on Monday, and one border security force jawan who was injured in the firing yesterday later died. This takes the number of deaths of BSF jawans in the past week to 2. One woman was also killed and 10 other civilians injured in the ceasefire violations earlier this week. All schools and colleges are shut in the border villages, and over 4,000 people have fled their homes.
Situation for the last 2 days is basically calm, though there has been an intermittent firing by the Pakistan Ranger on some of the posts and the villages. There are reports that Pakistan is trying to push the terrorists, taking advantage of the situation, but the situation is very clear. The Pakistan is firing only to create disturbance on this international border, number one. Number two, especially on the occasions like some celebrations are going on or some important visit is there, they start firing, and the BSF is quite alert on the border, and we will file any attempt if made by the Pakistan Rangers or by any terrorist.
All right, Zafar joins us for more on the situation. Zafar, what are the details of this overnight firing?
Well, Gargi, the firing started yesterday in the afternoon, and it continued through the day and in the night. The firing was first limited to Samba and Hiranagar sectors, but later it spread to other sectors like Arnia, as well as in areas of Ramnagar and Kathua. So it was spread over a large, region, and people were forced to move to safer places. People have fled from their border village and have gone to some places which have been identified by the local administration for them, like schools and other places which are safe, but others have gone on their own. So most of these border villages are empty now as firing goes on unabated. It's not just the BSF posts which are being targeted, but the villages which are at the international border, they are also coming under Pakistani fire and mortar shelling. And yesterday, some of the mortars have in fact landed in villages which are 3 kilometers away from the international border. So they are long-range mortars, 82 mm mortars, which are being used by Pakistan. The BSF says that they are retaliating to Pakistani firing. Remember, this latest cycle of ceasefire violations started last week when there was an exchange of fire between the BSF and the Pakistani Rangers in the Samba sector, in which 5 Rangers were killed and 1 BSF jawan was also killed. And then we've seen a spate of ceasefire violations, and now it's just spread in all border regions, forcing the administration to close all the schools and educational institutions, and also clearly asking people to move from those places. Now the DG BSF will be in Jammu today. He's rushing to Jammu to meet with the senior officers here and to take stock of the situation. He'll also be visiting the forward area. So clearly the situation is very, very tense out there, and it seems that pre-ceasefire days have returned to haunt as more and more people are abandoning their homes and moving to safer places. Gargi.
All right, Zafar, a major escalation along the international border there. Thanks so much for joining us with those details.